What comes to mind when you think of the name Bruno? Cynthia levels of tough? Whitney level of cheese? Or irrelevant and forgotten like every Elite Four member from X and Y? No joke, couldn't name one of them, except for the champion. Bruno is a special case. The dude is a fighting specialist who runs 2 rock types. One of his fighting types knows no physical moves until later gens. And his AI is random. Like, no joke, he will do anything. Despite all this, I believe his team isn't as bad as we think. And on my journey to find the best Elite Four team in Kanto and Johto, we're going to see if it's possible to beat Pokémon Silver and Gold with his team. The rules are simple. We must beat the game up to the Gym Leader Blue, with Pokemon's max levels being level 50 or lower. No items in battle, including held since he didn't use any. We must use the same moves as Pokemon did throughout Gen 1 and 2. And we're going to stick with his Johto team though for all his Pokemon's final moves. So we'll use what we can till we get there. Also, I will have to add in some moves since he can't learn them in this game but could in Gen 1, which is weird. I'll explain them when I get to them, but for example, Rock Slide for Onix could be learned early game, round about Rock Tunnel in Red by TM. So if I traded my Pokemon over, I would have had it, and then traded it back. Sorry for the big info dump, I'll shut up. Oh, also, I'll give my thoughts about his team at the end. With all that being said, let the challenge begin. So I replaced Chikorita with Machop with the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, since Machamp is his ace, meaning our rival will take Cyndaquil. To be honest, I could have gave him a better starter, but that slipped my mind. Oh well. Now we run into the problem that plagues all my runs. We have no attacking moves. Yes, I see Low Kick, but I can't use it because Bruno never used it. I do have Leer, but since I can't use Low Kick, Struggle is out of the question, so I'm gonna have to give him something. Look, this isn't possible otherwise, so I need a bit of help. We run into the rival, and now it's time to use my new move, Struggle. Don't worry, it's gone once we get a new attacking move. But this is the only move that seems fair since he technically can use it. Anyway, as you saw, Cyndaquil stood no chance, so we can actually begin the game. Flakner is up, and thankfully this is an early gym. If I had to do this later on, I would be worried, but just to be safe, I decided to level up a bit. Despite being a flying gym, they're part normal as well, so my damage is neutral. The extra levels was just to increase my attack, to be honest. As you can see with Flakner's team, he's only got 1 flying attack, and that's on Pidgeotto. Once Pidgey is taken care of, Pidgeotto comes out. He does a bit of damage with Gust, but thankfully, I do more than half its health as damage. 2 Gust isn't enough, and with my second Karate Chop, we beat Flakner, getting us our first badge. Off to a pretty decent start. On the way to the next gym, I managed to catch an Onix. It only has Screech, so it's going to need to do a bit of leveling before it's useful, but he's sort of required if I want to progress. You'll see what I mean in a bit. While training Onix, we get Bind. I always get this move mixed up with Bide, so if you see me misusing it, just assume that's why, not that I'm a terrible trainer or anything. Right, Bugsy's next, and Machop is at level 20. No, this is not overkill in my opinion. Bugsy's Metapod is 3 EXP, and Kakuna is sorted the same, only the poison being another factor. Which is really funny because when Kakuna comes out, it goes for Harden. I, in all honesty, thought it wouldn't make a difference, but somehow it stalls me. Machop loses a lot of HP, so I have to switch due to the poison. Anyway, Onix here is just for show. It's so that Machop can fight the Cypher because I don't see Onix beating him without a rock move. When it's low, I switch back to Machop to take care of the Kakuna so that I can face Cypher. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that these are on set matches. I get hit by a Fury Cutter, which is a crit, and yeah, I've lost. I'm honestly not sure if that was just bad RNG from Kakuna, but we're going to give it another go. Since Onix doesn't really do much against the Cypher, I decided to start off with him, giving Machop a better chance for the main event. The problem with both Metapod and Kakuna are they both have Harden. I never thought in a million years I would say Harden is giving me problems, but it is what it is. After using Screech to lower its defense down to a good amount, I switched to Machop to knock out Metapod. I'm not using the same method for Kakuna. Well, the knockout part. I need Onix to hopefully get some screeches off on Cypher so Machop can fight it. So I can't have Machop knock out the Kakuna, or Machop will get knocked out while he builds up Fury Cutter, and I won't be able to use Screech. Thankfully, it all goes to plan, and now it's time for Cypher. Cypher doesn't do much damage, which is perfect, and then I realise I could still lose. Why? Well, Onix is going to get knocked out. Sure, Screech is great, but when he does get knocked out, if he's at max damage Fury Cutter, Machop is going to get 1 or 2 shot at best. Machop comes out and then something weird happens. Cypher just uses Quick Attack. Why? I don't know, I barely do any damage, so if you just use Fury Cutter, I would lose. Well, that's good for us at least, that means we can make our way to the next town, which I would love to do if it wasn't for one teeny problem with unresolved daddy issues. Our rival is blocking the path. But that's kind of a problem right now since the first Pokemon he has is a Ghastly. I at this point don't have anything that can hit it, so I need to go train. Luckily, Onix gets Rock Throw at level 14. I still don't understand how a Rock can hit a Ghost but a Fist can't. This game makes no sense sometimes. Thankfully, it does the job getting rid of Ghastly. The rest of the team is all weak to Rocks, so this was pretty much a win. Again, how does a Rock hit Ghost, but Karate Chop doesn't, but then you're able to lick me, and birds are able to peck you? There's just so much wrong with this game's immunity system. Now that we're past the rival, we can go to the daycare. In Crystal, we actually would be gifted a random baby Pokemon. Tyrogue happens to be one of them. Since we're not in Crystal, that's not possible, but since he could have got it here, and Crystal and Silver are kind of the same game, I think it's fine to add it to our team, meaning we got our third Pokemon. Also, we give Onix Rock Slide because he would have learned it now in Gen 1, and we can't learn it in Gen 2 for some weird reason. Plus, I go grab Dig since it's close by. I'm not going to use it until we get Hitmontop, which will probably be before we get to the Elite Four, but it's nice just to have it. Well, it's time for Whitney, and I truly feel sorry for the lad. Well, it's time for Whitney, and I truly do feel sorry for her. I'm using a fighting type team, so she's pretty much got no chance, which is a shame. I send Tyrogue out and get a freeze straight away, which is funny. She does manage to defrost pretty early, but this is just for extra EXP. Well, that was the plan, but I somehow lost, which is pretty sad. Okay, well, Onix, you're on cleanup duty today. Miltank comes out and it's pretty much a GG. Even with rollout, there's not much she can do, especially against my rock hard Onix. Also, just a thought. Is Onix throwing and sliding himself into Miltank, or is he getting the rocks from somewhere else? Bruno's team seems to be pulling its weight, which is a good thing. Third badge attained. Bruno seems to be pulling its weight, which is a good thing. Third badge attained. Bruno seems... oh my goodness. Bruno's team seems to be pulling its weight against its... oh my goodness. Bruno's team seems to be pulling its weight, which is a good thing. Third badge obtained. Obtained, for crying out loud. Okay, one more go. Bruno's team seems to be pulling its weight, which is a good thing. Third badge obtained. We're leaving that in, by the way. Don't get rid of it. I train Tyrogue in Morty's gym and then let it evolve into Hitmonchan. Now Morty is up and I'm a bit worried. You know, if you couldn't tell from my complaining of ghost types, Ghastly is up and I go for Thunder Punch, doing more damage than I expected. It only takes 3 for me to get the knockout. Hunter is up and I stay Hitmonchan. The plan is to switch if I get put to sleep. Why? Well, he has Dream Eater, and I don't fancy giving him a 3-course meal to full health. Also, how does eating dreams work? Anyway, I switch and go Onix. Thankfully I managed to take it out. Now Gengar is out and I run into a big problem. I get put to sleep and got no other attacking Pokemon since Machop is useless here at the moment. So gonna have to leave Onix in and hope Chan wakes up. Okay, well this is a loss. I try again, losing Hitmonchan to Gengar, along with my Machop because again he's useless. I've pretty much lost because Dream Eater keeps healing back the team. I send out Onyx and thankfully the first hypnosis missed. Huh. Alright, well Onyx got very lucky. So now it's Hunter. Don't know why they keep using Mean Look, but thanks to that I'm able to get the win. And yeah, I got past Morty with my second attempt. I mean, I really shouldn't have won, but again, I will take what we can get for Bruno. Also, Machop learns Foresight. You know, the move that lets me hit ghost types. Kinda wish I got this a little bit earlier, but it doesn't matter. I start with Machop and just go Karate Chop. It's not going to do a lot, mostly because my attack needs to be higher. Thankfully though, a turn was wasted for Rage, but annoyingly I do get crit and lose Machop. Great. I send out Onyx. Why he used Fury Swipes, I will never understand. But thankfully that means we keep Onyx, and you know I was being too optimistic there. I send out Hitmonchan and surprisingly do decent damage with my terrible special attack. I'd get put to sleep and hit by a Dynamic Punch, but Arceus must have been on my side because even though it's been 5 turns asleep, I somehow survived. And while confused, I might add, I get a Thunder Punch off Paralyzing Poliwrath. There's no way I can win this. Absolutely no way. Well, Bruno, you have proven you're definitely a Gen 1 trainer because we just locked our way through this. Next badge acquired. I one-shot the Magnemite with Karate Chop. The next barely hangs on, being a range hit, but we knock it out. Right, time for Steelix. Even though it has monstrous defense, I should hopefully be okay. I get it low, but he fully heals, and now I'm probably in trouble. Yep, lost Machop, but it's fine. I send out Onyx, who's actually got nothing he can use here. Great, I send out Hitmonchan, and yeah, don't think I'm anywhere near strong enough to win this. Right, new plan. Hitmonchan first and use Fire Punch. If I can take out one or both of the Magnemites and then let Machop deal with Steelix, I should win. Steelix comes out early, but this is fine. I get a Screech somehow, survive, get a second, and now look at that damage. Machop easily takes out Steelix, which means we win. And I didn't even have to rely upon a burn luck. Oh, and after winning, I finally let Machop evolve into Machoke. Now he's evolved, I think it's time to teach him a Rock Slide. Oops, gave him Rock Throw. It's weaker by the way, and doesn't flinch, so we'll just ignore that blunder. Right, price is up, and you know it is really bad when I don't even bother to write a script for the trainer. I literally just put down freestyle. I mean, I was that confident. Hopefully, from memory I didn't lose. But yeah, Onyx beats Seal, Pillar Swine comes out, goes for a Blizzard, knocks out Onyx. Fair enough, fair enough. Machoke comes out, one-shots to Pillar Swine, and Dewgong comes out, the only one who probably... Alright, yep, one-shot to Dewgong, and that's prize beaten. Yeah, you're a terrible trainer. No offense. And that's coming from Bruno. Once done, Hitmonchan learns Mach Punch, which is perfect. Rivals up, and we start with Onyx. I should easily be able to deal with Golbat, which, yeah, did. Now Magnemite, since I haven't got ground moves, I switch to Machoke. One tap. Now Hunter. I do have Foresight, but I got Rock Throw now, so there's really no need. We take out Hunter. Quilava is another easy one, so we'll make this quick. And yeah, that's the rival. Machoke now learns Vital Throw. Onyx also learns Sandstorm. Right, Claire is up. And so far, we have been stomping the gym leaders. Claire, though, might be a challenge. Well, start off with Hitmonchan and go for Ice Punch. It's only 2 times super effective, so we need 3 for a knockout. Shame. I'm confused, another one comes out, and the paralysis makes it so that we only get 1 out. I go for Onyx and use Screech. Then go for Rock Throw and knock it out. Last one takes out Onyx, but it's fine. I send my choke out. He easily should win, and now he's frozen. Okay, let's try this again, but this time I'm going to evolve my choke into Machamp, because that is just annoying. So it's the same exact strat. I gave Hitmonchan Mega Punch instead this time. I got paralyzed early, also I'm a higher level, I forgot to mention, so I can two-shot. I can replace Mega Punch later for Fire Punch, and that's the reason why I'm using it here, because it turns out you only need 2 hits. Sadly, I only take out 2 before having to use Machamp. 1 Karate Chop, and now Kingdra is out. I use Vital Throw, and thankfully it does more than enough damage. Right, well, now that we're done with all the gyms, I need to go back and get Flash. Surprised the rival is still hanging out here for some reason, but hey, you do you. Then I go into a cave, beat a Dojo Man, and get given Tyrogue. This will be Hitmontop. But I also added Hitmonlee to the team. Basically, I put him in because I can't actually get a legit Hitmonlee with the correct moves in Gen 1 or Gen 2. It's literally impossible. Also, since we're done with the gym leaders, we need the full team to make this Bruno's team. Oh, and I had to sadly get rid of Screech for Earthquake. I'm upset, but this is Bruno's team. He doesn't have it in his final move pool, so I've got to just deal with it. So, Sneasel versus Hitmonlee. 1 tap. Next, Golbat and I go for Swagger. A move I hate because it is so annoying, but I will gladly abuse it to another. Golbat is done, and now Kadabra. Somehow I survive 1 turn, but then switch to Onyx for an Earthquake. Hunter is next, and that's a 1 tap. Last Quilava, and it's 2 hits. Oh, forgot about Magneton. Well, 1 hit, and that's the rival down. Okay, this is weird. I think every Elite Four member might be better than I thought they were. But it's time to see if Bruno has what it takes to really compete with the Elite Four and keep his place. Well, let's crack on, and we get to start against the worst opponent for us, the Psychic Trainer Will. I doubt we're going to win at this level with everyone under the 40, but we gotta see how far we can go. So I'll start with Onyx against Exetu. I don't know how to pronounce that, sue me. And go for Rock Slide. I'm slower and I don't one-shot, which isn't good. Next, Executor. I'm going to sacrifice Hitmontop so I can switch to Hitmonchan. I'm debating if I should try Machamp, but I think I have better chances using Hitmonchan, since I could get a freeze or a burn. Machamp might be needed for Jinx or Slowbro, so I'm going to just take the chance. Jinx is up and I'm going to have to lose Hitmonchamp. Hitmonlee is next. We have a good dance, and I managed to barely hang on and win. Slowbro is here, and I use Swagger. Doesn't hit itself, but that's fine. Now Machamp. I do okay damage. No, I do no damage. Okay, I've lost. Gonna definitely have to level up a bit. So, I tried this for a while and I just kept losing. Eventually, I ended up getting Cross Chop for Machamp, which is nice, but I still can't win even with the extra levels. It always ends the same. Slowbro just destroys my team because it's tanky, or Executor has his fun and just bullies me. So I came back after losing again around level 44, and this was the attempt I got. I knew Will would be a problem, but I have to just power through. I get lucky and Hitmonchan wins with no damage whilst confused. Mach Punch is the best since it makes me go first with priority against Jinx. 2 hits and she's down. If I hit myself once, I would have lost Hitmonchan. Now Executor, who knocks out Chan. It's fine. I go Hitmontop, who's pretty useless, so got to give him some screen time. I use Pursuit and do Togepi damage. I survive and almost knock it out, but no dice. It's okay, I go Hitmonlee. So for Slowbro, we're going to just try Swagger again. I, like a fool, try for multiple Swaggers because I wasn't sure how much times it would work. And I lose Hitmonlee. Machamp comes out, and being faster knocks out the Slowbro. Now Exetu finishes off Machamp, leaving me with Onix. I get confused, hit for big damage, but he uses Max Potion. I knew he was saving it. Great. I hit myself again, but my Rock Slide somehow hits Exetu and causes him to flinch. Oh my gosh, we can finally say we got a run. Well, it's time to see Bruno versus Koga. A fight I never would have imagined. Let's see if Bruno can turn this around and impress us. Right, Koga is up, and I think we should be okay. I use Hitmonchan and go for Fire Punch, which I added back by the way. It does take 3 hits. Oh, 2. Thanks for the burn. Venomoth is next. I only need 2 Fire Punch, which isn't bad. Right, Crobat. It goes for Double Team. Spam. So hopefully I knock it out early. It does heal up, but it looks like the poison might be the issue. Sadly, I lose before beating it, so I send out Onix and get poisoned again. Great. Well, Forretress is up, and this is going to be fun. I set up a Sandstorm, switch to Hitmonlee, and end up getting caught in a self-destruct, which is funny, because I swear that happened before when I did Lorelai's one. Right, now I use Hitmontop, and I finally found a use for the little guy. Dig against Muck. He better savor this moment because I don't see this happening again. Thankfully, we don't miss due to minimize, meaning we beat Koga first attempt. Nice, Bruno. Now it's time to face my demons, myself. Makes me sick having to do this, but so be it. I should have done a mirror match, my bad. I go for Onix first, and I feel bad because he just uses Dig. Well, GG Hitmontop. Next is Hitmonlee, and I one-tap it as well. Hitmonchan is going to win, clearly. Hitmontop is up, and it actually manages to find use a second time. Almost like Arceus knows my pain. We spam Dig, taking it out, and learn Detect for our last move. Right, it's time for Machamp, and Hitmontop has served its purpose. Machamp versus Machamp. Of course, mine with how it's time for Onix versus Machamp. Of course, mine with Machamp versus Machamp, and of course, mine wins. And now it's time for Onix. Now it's time. Now it's time for Onix, and of course, it's going to be easy. With all that done, we finally beat Bruno, proving that the AI just sucks with the same team. Something we knew was true for all of the game's AIs, all the early game AIs, but somehow gives me a sense of accomplishment proving it with Bruno. That means one more left, Karen. Karen sends out Umbreon, and I just remembered she's a Dark type trainer. Okay, well, yeah, GG. We're going to switch the Onix out for the Hitmonlee, and if we one-shot the Umbreon, yeah, okay. That's our whole team gone then. Also, why does she have a Vileplume? This makes no sense. There are more Dark types she could be using. Good for her that she does because she manages to beat Hitmonlee. I mean, I will take it out with Machamp. But then she's got a Gengar. Like, why? You call yourself a Dark team, you're like Bruno. Gengar proves to be an issue for Machamp, so now I send out Hitmontop, and you know what, I'll take it back. This is his third usefulness, a hat trick. Of course, it was cleanup duty. Right, now Markrow, and I'm going to switch to Onix for this. Yep, Onix wins. Last is Houndoom. He survives with barely any HP before knocking out Onix. She heals, and I use Quick Attack, and then I go Dig. Next turn, Hitmontop knocks it out, meaning we beat the Elite Four. And all that's left is a champion. Okay, Bruno, you can do this. Bruno versus Lance. A match that should never happen. I feel disgusted making it happen, but hey, I will take that shame. Garrett, Water Onyx first. We just go Thunder Punch. Aerodactyl next, and I go Onyx. I need Hitmonchan for the Dragonites, so can't risk losing him yet. Also, he can't really do much against Onyx, Aerodactyl I mean, so better use him now than later. Now that it's gone, I set Sandstorm up. I use Rock Slide, doing decent damage, and now I can use Hitmonchan. I knock out one Dragonite, and then Charizard comes out. So I switch to Machamp, and then just go for Rock Throw, knocking it out. I lose Machamp, and now go back to Hitmonchan, doing Ice Punch for half health. Thankfully I didn't get knocked out, or I would have probably lost it. Tank a Hyper Beam, and that means I get another Ice Punch off for free. And yeah, we won. We won with Bruno, proving that Bruno really did have what it takes to be a part of the Elite Four, which is crazy. In fact, only Will gave us any problems. I won this pretty low, which is funny in my eyes, because that means all that's left is to see how we do against Blue, and then we'll know if Bruno really deserves to be in the Elite Four and where he ranks. Of course, trying to get there, I ran into one problem, and that was Sabrina. It took me a lot of attempts to get past Alakazam, so that might be an indication of how hard Blue is going to be since he has one. Well, it's time to give him a go and see how long this takes. I'm not taking any chances, so my whole team is at level 49. Time for Bruno to take revenge on one of the champions. Onyx versus Pidgeot. Of course I'm going to have to go for Rock Slide. The only way he'll be able to do anything will be if he switches or uses Whirlwind. Doesn't get a chance now, so Exeggutor is next. I use Sandstorm as solidly mischarging, then I switch to Hitmontop who takes the hit. I'm going to lose him, so I just go for Dig to get, a bit of damage in. I do lose him, and then I go Hitmonchan and go straight for an Ice Punch. Thankfully, he keeps using Solar Beam, meaning I don't take any damage. Right, now the real challenge, Alakazam. I use Mach Punch and then get one shot. I use Hitmonlee, survive, get a Swagger off. Thankfully he hits himself twice, and I knock him out with a high jump kick. Now Water Onyx, and I'm going for the same method. It somehow works well. Too well, and we knock out Water Onyx. Extreme Speed knocks me out, so I go Onyx. I use an Earthquake and get Roared, shame, but Machamp comes out and he easily knocks out the Arcanine. Rhydon is next and we crit, knocking it out, and we win. What? How was Sabrina harder than Blue? Okay, well, looks like Bruno beat the champion, so the run's over. Well, before I give my final thoughts, why not see how much suffering it takes for Bruno to beat Red? We good with that? Yeah? Alright, great, let's give it a shot. Of course the challenge is done, but we want to just see how low it takes for us to win. I did try at level 50 a lot of times. Funnily enough, I lost the footage, so enjoy level 55. Pikachu is always easy, like, it's no joke. The reason though this is impossible is because Espeon one-shots my whole team. And won't stop using Psychic. And I mean I tried. I tried just once to get it to use Mud Slap. But no. Level 50 to 60, just didn't do it. Just ignored me and kept going for Psychic. Even at level 65, I still was getting one shot. And then I noticed my problem. Unless I can outspeed an Espeon, I don't think this is possible. I tried again at level 70, just to see if it's possible to survive an attack. Also, I do make Pikachu use the full restores before I attempt any challenge. I go again and somehow I survive a hit with Hitmontop, which means Hitmonlee should be able to... Yes, we got Swagger. This is probably a dud, but we'll see how far we can go. Onyx survives and takes Espeon out. First time I beat it. Venusaur is next and it goes for Solar Beam, and I go Earthquake. I will lose. Yep, I lose him. And when I get hit, I go Hitmonchan and use Ice Punch. He heals, but I just keep going for it. Eventually, I do wear it down. And next is the Charizard, which is weird. Thought I would lose now. I lose Hitmonchan, which I expected. Champ comes out, one-shot the Charizard, which means Snorlax should be a one-shot as well. Yep, Snorlax gone. Okay, now Blastoise, which I do a lot of damage, and I think I've won. And I just won. Oh, okay. Still not Lorelei tier, but this was a lot better than I thought it would be. Right, yes, so you can beat Pokemon Silver and Gold with Bruno's team, as long as you're not trying to do, red. I'm not going to lie, this was actually a fun team. Horrible to get my hands on, but fun. I really think I underestimated Bruno. If we ignore Gen 1, I think he has actually got a really decent team. Making it to the Elite Four, the only issues were, Psychic types. Other than that, everything else is manageable. Like, we got stuck on Will, of course, but Sabrina's Alakazam, Blue's Alakazam, I actually got lucky, and then Espeon forced me to level up. So, Bruno's team isn't bad as long as he's not facing Psychic types. Is it better than Lorelei's team? Definitely not. Considering I only have those two done, I'd say Lorelei is definitely an 8.5 out of 10, and Bruno sits somewhere like a 7.2 to 7.5. I'd need more data before I can truly know how strong he is compared to the others, but he was definitely fun and I'm looking forward to doing more. Of course, I'm going to drop other challenges whilst I'm doing this, but those are my closing thoughts, and yeah, I don't think Bruno's team is that bad. You know what? Why not take his team yourself, try it in other games, and see if you can win. Trust me, trainer challenges are really fun because you're limited to what the trainer had. But with all that being said, by the way, I recorded this from 3 AM in the morning, so if I sound tired, you understand why. If you enjoy my content, don't be a stranger, drop me a like and subscribe. If you hate my content, don't be shy to dislike only by the side. Comments, ladies and gents, and until next time, goodbye.